Hi everyone! Welcome to the HuntLeader.com YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Crosman Legacy CLGY1000KT variable pump air rifles review. I've owned a Crosman since I was an adult. Both my boys' first BB guns were Crosman. So when the day arrived, and I required one for pests, I shifted to Crosman. My Crosman Legacy 1000 is accurate, an excellent, strong hitting rifle, and I like it. The Crosman Legacy 1000 is an entertaining, rugged variable pump air rifle. With its easy-to-use pump technique, expect moments of fun as you shoot paper objects, shatter blasts and breakable targets over and over. With Crosman's new valve model, you can push the Legacy 1000 from 3 to 12 points, depending on the distance you're firing. Lightweight and brutal, this gun launches alloy pellets up to 1000 FPS, lead bullets up to 750 FPS, and steel BBs at up to 800 FPS. The Crosman Legacy 1000 is an upgraded version of Crosman 2100. Crosman did a superb job of getting rid of the issues with 2100 and thus raising its power by a considerable margin with the Crosman Legacy 1000. This work is an absolute monster. It looks like an upgraded 2100, which has been the standard of pump air rifles for about 70 years, so claiming it a legacy is relevant. It possesses an exceptional weight to it, feels so organized, an excellent platform. You can appreciate the power of it when you first push it. The Legacy 1000 is an extraordinarily impressive rifle for its value, so upon initial scrutiny, the composite, synthetic, all over the gun is a considerable letdown compared with the holds of force and endurance from the producer. However, as soon as you push, you'll feel it, and then shoot the rifle, you will decline your apprehensions of the low-cost materials influencing the overall excellence and shoot on. The Legacy is a monster, and it expresses a striking extent of power through effortless operation. It just feels lovely to fire this rifle. Last, the efficiency and uniformity of this rifle are also overwhelming. The Crosman Legacy gets its power rise from obtaining a sturdy metal piston and shutting up the air reveals that the previous Crosman. Well, Crosman seems to have taken notice, as they worked out the issues with the model. The metal piston does not flex while drawing, thus, it can make better of the air into the air room, causing the pumping effort more competent at getting the pressure required. This rifle is perhaps the single most notable change with the Crosman Legacy 1000 over the Crosman 2100. Now the Crosman 2100 leaked a bunch around the bolt, thus a valuable portion of the air that should be pressing the pellet down the pipe was wasted blowing out back into the crack loading space. With the Crosman Legacy, they drove the bolt head so that it seals pretty safe against the pipe lead, thus creating the Crosman Legacy 1000 more powerful at exploiting the air pressure from pumping actually to drive the pellet. Crosman also resolved that a heavier hammer spring was in conduct. I settle with them. The Crosman Legacy 1000 is performing even higher pressures in its air cell, so it is going to take a better force of the hammer to free the valve fast enough to use all the air pressure to accelerate the bullet down the barrel. Although Crosman Legacy 1000 has a plastic receiver, and the receiver makes its job just great, the Crosman Legacy 1000 has a metal tool, a specific mechanical part, while the Crosman 2100 has a plastic ram. I prefer the money to spend on a stronger disc than into a pot metal receiver. And the Crosman Legacy 1000 costs much less than the Crosman 2100. Why fret about a merely aesthetic detail when you are having a robust multi-pump rifle, stronger than the Benjamin 392 in force? It is a $50 rifle, so quit whining about the decor, look instead at the function. The particular two drawbacks of the Crosman Legacy are that it is complicated to pump and that the trigger is lengthy and stiff. Jack says I like it. It shoots well. It is not a professional rifle, but good for a child learning to use a rifle. It is more powerful than I thought. The pump and stock seemed to be cheaper than I had hoped, but I had read the reviews before I purchased it and I was not surprised. It is different than the Crosman pellet rifles that I grew up with loading BBs, and chambering a BB is a little bit different, but not bad. So far it has held up fine. The scope is kind of nice. Legacy 1000 is one of those weapons that are the most reliable option for long-term value. It is a beautiful hunter that receives only pellets for ammo and a whiff of oil from time to time. The Crosman Legacy is a must-have for any prepper that deals on hunting small game in an SHTF situation, and for marksmanship practice. Yes, one could purchase a much more expensive multi-pump rifle to obtain the same action as the Crosman Legacy 1000, even though it would not be practical as reliable. The particular .177 caliber multi-pump rifle I recognize of that is at least as influential as the Crosman Legacy 1000 and is still in manufacture as the Webley Rebel, which is a lot less positive and tougher to pump.